Miguel here. I'm not sure if you're like me, but I'm not a very lucky person. I mean, I've played the lottery, played the slots in Vegas, and I've entered multiple giveaways on social media, and well, I always come up empty. However, a few months ago, my luck changed when I won this Casio gshock GA2100 SKE7A, aka the casioak, aka the jelly oak, from my friend Rita over at the Watch Society YouTube channel. You know, he held this giveaway, I entered, I won, so thank you, Rita. The casioak was first launched in 2019, and as you can imagine, it was a huge hit. You could not find that watch anywhere, and people were going crazy reselling the watches for some insane prices. The hype surrounding this watch was just next level. I mean, for a little over $100, you could own a watch from a respected watch brand, and it resembled a watch, of course, that cost crazy amounts of money, and I'm referring to the almighty Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, hence the term casioak. In my opinion, Casio hit the nail on the head, and they had an instant classic on their hands. However, for the longest time, I didn't connect with the watch, so the hype for me really wasn't real. The question then remains, have I changed my mind after owning this watch for a couple months? Furthermore, is this a cheap attempt from Casio to cash in on the Royal Oak success? And lastly, do I recommend you buy one? Let's break down the watch and find out. If you have ever held a G-Shock before, then the look and feel of the watch for the most part remains the same as most other G-Shocks. However, what I was not personally expecting was a soft rubberized case. To be honest, at first glance I was scared that it would be not as tough as the other guys in the collection, but Casio is using their carbon core case, so no worries there. By the way, when I changed the strap on my previous Casios, the resin ones, it chipped off with the spring bar. However, when I changed the strap on this guy, nothing chipped off, so I think the carbon case definitely makes a huge difference. This particular model does wear a little big. For reference, I do have a 6 7/8 inch wrist, but in my opinion, what helps the wearability of this watch is a transparent resin case along with the transparent strap. Nonetheless, I do wish it was a little bit smaller. Some of the specs of the watch are as follows. The case does measure in at 45.4 millimeters. Lug to lug is about 48.5 millimeters. Thickness is 11.8 millimeters. It does have a cool water resistance of 200 meters, which is nice to see, and it only weighs in at 51 grams. Protecting the dial, we find a mineral glass, and the digital display tucked in the small opening between the 3 and 6 o'clock position do provide a wide range of features. This via the module 5611, including a digital rendition of the time with running seconds, a world time, a stopwatch, countdown timer, multifunction alarms, and a digital perpetual calendar function. Of course, the display is intentionally discreet and small, and that is to highlight the analog display, which is very nice in my opinion. As far as Loom, I love that Casio actually put Loom on the hands. Granted, the Loom is not great, but it's there. What really does help with legibility at night, and I found it very helpful, is the double LED light. It's blue in this particular model, and I think that was nicely done by Casio. Now, one of the biggest disappointments for me as to with other G-Shock watches is the bracelet. To be honest with you, this strap feels a little cheap, but it is pretty comfortable. I learned through another YouTube channel, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Atelier DE GRIFF. I'm sure I butchered that, I am sorry, but I learned that the bracelet turned yellow after 2 weeks of use. I do have to hand it to Casio, as they have been providing us with quick release system, and this of course makes it easy to change straps. I, however, like with my other G-Shock watches, changed the strap over to a NATO strap. Honestly, the first week I got it. I'll be releasing a video shortly showing how I did that. Let me give you my final thoughts on this guy. I can honestly tell you that wearing this watch changed my mind 100%. This watch actually is very beautiful, and the dial really is the star of the show for me. However, from a wearability standpoint, I would rather go with the new smaller 42.9 millimeter version they just came out with. Just from the looks department, it's better proportion in my opinion. I know the team over at Casio saw the success of the Royal Oak, and it would be fair to say that they took some inspiration from the case shape, but honestly, that's pretty much it. The watch feels and looks like an OG G-Shock, and I respect that very much. So the main question then is, do I recommend you buy one? Well, That really is a personal choice and a personal decision on your end, but from the price point, it's a no-brainer. What do you have to lose? I mean, it's about $100, $110. The watch really looks cool, wears nice, it has a ton of personality and functionalities. And as a watch collector, a G-Shock, in my opinion, is a must-have for those days when you want to wear a watch, but you don't want to mess up your mechanical movement or scratch up the case. One last thing that I want to mention is that there's a metal mod conversion out there that actually makes this watch look more like a Royal Oak. And guess what? I actually got one on hand. So stay tuned for a video on that. Let me know what you guys and girls think about this model and if you would actually pick one up. Until next time, stay humble, my friends.